Hey, David, welcome back.
Good to be back, Vince.
Just wanted to ask for starters, how are you feeling? And if you could just tell us what the last 10, 12 days have been like for you.
Yeah, I feel good physically. Didn't get hit too bad by it. Obviously, climbing the walls, not being able to get out of the house or go to work. But Chris did a hell of a job with our team. Our team played well and made it a lot easier.
Dave, just to follow up on that a little bit. First of all, it is good to see you. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thanks, Carl.
But I just want to know if this, why in your forced sort of stay away from the team, did you find it interesting? Did you learn anything? Did you gain a new perspective? And did you see anything in those 6 games that you weren't behind the bench that you may have been missing?
Yeah, I think when you step away from a situation, you do get a little bit of a different perspective. So I actually talked to Pete DeBoer about it, and Pete went through it a little bit when he got diagnosed, and he missed a couple of games, not 6, but he missed a couple of games, and he thought it was very beneficial. And me being away from the team was a little bit longer than his, so mine was probably a little bit more painful. But you see things a little bit differently. I think you give yourself a chance to do some self-evaluation, and I think it was a good opportunity for me to kind of reset and watch things from a different light.
Chris said you kind of were in touch with him the entire time. What was your interaction with him in terms of how much to say you had in what was going on with this team?
Well, Chris did a heck of a job, and I know he was kind of downplaying his role through the whole situation. But, he and I talked a lot. The good news for all of us is that we play the same way in Hartford that we do here, and it was an easy transition. And we're very fortunate that we have a coach like him in Hartford to be able to step in and do what he did. He's been on an NHL bench before. Him and Gordon Murphy we're very fortunate to have them in Hartford, and, to be able to step in. And, and again, every coach has different strengths and weaknesses, and I think I just think he continued to do the things that we were doing, and he probably added a little bit too. I know he did. He added a little bit of his touch to the situation, but he and I talked quite a bit. We talked the lineups and practice plans and things like that. So we tried to keep things as normal as possible for the players, and it just really worked out.
David, I hope you're feeling well. I hope it wasn't as difficult as battling hip surgery.
No, this was easy compared to that, Bruce.
Okay. Any new message to your guys in terms of adhering to safe and healthy protocols, and does this give you a little perspective on what we're battling as a world? Yeah,
you can never drop your guard with COVID. I think our organization's done a good job doing everything we can to stay safe and not put people in harm's way. But it's inevitable that you're going to get it. No matter not inevitable, but you can do everything right and still get it. So we're going to continue to follow the protocol and do everything we can to create a safe environment for everybody around here, not just our players, but our staff as well. And, it's just something that we have to manage and deal with.
Hey, David.
Hey, Tom.
What can you say about the reasoning behind the trade last night with Lemieux? Was it just opening up a spot for some guys? Kind of a logjam with forwards?
Yeah, it was a logjam. Obviously, with Kraftsov here and Howden getting healthy and some guys doing well in Hartford. It seemed like the right thing to do, and it's going to give Pepe an opportunity to maybe play in a little bit more of a role that he's looking for. And he was a good player for us, and we're going to miss him.
How proud are you of your group, the way they stepped up with the adversity, the difference of this, going through something like this, 2 coaching staffs, and the way they embraced and guys stepped up?
Yeah, this group has really done a great job handling adversity all year, from the Tony DeAngelo situation to the Panarin situation, and every team's gone through the COVID situation, but not many have gone through losing their coaching staff. I'm sure some of them were happy to a certain degree, but this group has been pretty focused, and we all kind of feel that that second Bruins game where we won 4-0 and really held them to 3 scoring chances that night. That felt like things were starting to go in the right direction, and the next game we ended up playing Philly and losing in overtime, and that was the day that Buchnevich and Fox were put in protocol, and we thought we played well that game too. We thought we had a chance to win that game without those 2 guys, and should have won that game, we felt. And then obviously we went on that tear, beating Philly the way we did and winning a great game here in Washington and beating Buffalo. So there's a good feel here, and our top players are playing really well. Shesty's played really well, and our goalies have been good. So we've obviously got a tall task today.
Hey, Coach, welcome back. Great
Thanks,
to
Mark.
see you. Glad you're doing well. Walk us through what that's like watching. Where did you watch the games? I'm assuming on television. And were there moments where you were saying, "Oh, yo," just walk us through what you were feeling watching those games?
Yeah, I mean, first I watched it on my couch. It was just, it's hard, boy. It's hard. It's torture in a lot of ways, but when you're scoring 9 goals one night and 8 another, it certainly takes the edge off a little bit. So that made it a little bit easier. But you're watching the things that we've been trying to do all year, and the things Chris is asking these guys to do, and the way we've been playing defensively, and obviously our top players offensively have really elevated their game. So, it was good to see. And obviously we put ourselves in a position we got to continue to combine our good defensive play with being productive offensively.
David, you mentioned Kravtsov there. He's obviously been with the team. I know he hasn't had much practice time, but what is the plan for him? Do you want to see him get a certain number of practices? Does there come a point where it's a priority to get him into a game? Like what do you kind of want to see from him in these next few days and weeks?
Yeah, I literally just said hi to him this morning for the first time, and we've got so much going on here. We haven't talked in depth about what the plan is. The plan is obviously for him to continue to practice, and when we feel he can help, we'll get him in there.
Yeah, just to circle back on the COVID issue. I mean, you have a medical history that would have made you, I believe, a high risk person. Was there any concern from that standpoint beyond just the basic person
Right.
getting disease?
Right. Yeah. I was told I was going to be okay. It wasn't going to be anything that was going to create more of an issue for me. But anytime you get COVID, basically the way things have gone, you're always a little bit worried. So. But I never really got sick at all, and I was very fortunate to have a very mild mild reaction to it.